Welcome to Thrifty Garage. Today in the garage we've got a pallet project we'll be working on. Hope you enjoy the video and what you might be able to learn with that. So today I've got a helper in the shop with me. This is my daughter. Go ahead, Danica.
Danica. And we are going to be working on making stuff for our stockings. And these are the hangers for it. You can't really see it very good. And it's black with the little swirly on the top. That's top.
Okay, how are we going to make it?
Out of this plywood.
This is a pallet.
Pallet.
Yep. We've got, it's a cold day. We've got the
Heater on.
Yeah, we got the heater on over here. Okay, so here's this pallet. We're only going to use the top quarter, the top third. We're gonna add this piece on top, so it'll be a shelf. This will be how it hangs up on the wall, and then we're gonna add a piece on the back here, which will be where these hooks will hang up. Grab a hook. Show the camera. So this is where the hooks will hang. We'll have 5 hooks on here, and then
That's how much is in our family.
we're gonna cut it right below this new board we're gonna add. So all the rest, this will be garbage, and then we'll hang it up on the wall, and that'll be our stocking hanger.
Yep. Is it permanent or is it going to come off?
This will be permanent.
So it'll stay on the wall.
That's right.
So
we
can
can
use
use
it
it.
for jacket hangers.
Exactly. On the shelf for the rest of you.
you.
Yep. Okay, ready to get started?
Yep.
Here in the project, I'm getting some pallet planks ready to attach to the pallet. This would be the top of the pallet. We've got some little shims there, about 1/2 inch that I've used to give it a little bit of space. That will enable me to run a saw through there. And I've got my set of drill bits out and my Makita drill. And I'm drilling one hole at a time and then inserting the screw to get the board leveled off. Once I've got 2 in there, then I will continue to drill all of the rest of the holes out and then follow that up with screws for the rest. Danica's a great little help, handed me screws. She loves to be able to do that on these projects. As you can see here, I've got my Milwaukee skill saw out. It isn't quite deep enough to cut it in one pass, so I had to go through and cut it on both sides. I did leave a little bit of extra material there on the second cut, just where it was kind of at a funky angle that I will sand off at a later point in time. And here I'm getting my top board set up, which will be the top of the shelf. It's a little bit bigger than the plywood. It's got about 1/2 inch or 1 inch reveal on both the front face as well as the side faces. And again, using the same concept here, did 1 screw, made sure everything was lined up, drilled, and then inserted a second screw to get everything in square, and then I drilled all of the holes at once and then came back with the remainder of the screws all at once. Now that I've got that top of the shelf put on, I'll go ahead and proceed with sanding the pallet and now the shelf project. This is a great sander I found. It's just an angle grinder with a sander attachment. Actually, this takes off quite a bit of material, especially when that sander disc's brand new. So that made quick work of it. And it, the pallets are kind of dirty from the factory. They've got grime on them, some black sooty grime, kind of greasy, and especially coming in the house, I wanted to take off any sharp edges as well as anything that might cause dirt in the home. So being as it was more for decoration than for shop use, I wanted to do that. Here I've got my Orbital Sander. Had this sander for a number of years. As you can see here, I'm cleaning off the Velcro attachment. As I've had the sander, the Velcro doesn't work as well as it used to, and it's been the biggest disadvantage of that sander. But it still does okay. It does use, it'll lose the sandpaper quite frequently, and I'll have to clean it off and change a new one out. So here I'm just continuing to sand. The angle grinder sander, being as it was brand new pad, and it's a lot more powerful. It took off a lot of material, so this is just coming back behind it and smoothing things out and making it look a little bit nicer. Really happy with how this project turned out. I didn't really put a lot of work into it. Took probably less than an hour start to finish, and here I'm cleaning it off, getting it swept and ready to attach the hooks. Wanted to not take any extra sawdust into the house with me, so here I've got my other daughter here helping out, setting out hooks, and then I've got I'm going to take a tape measure, and we've got 5 in our family, so the center hook obviously goes right in the middle. Set it on top of that 2x4 brace, and then I measured it out. You can see I've got the stocking there that I used to set it up so it wasn't too close to the wall with the toe of the sock, or the stocking, and then from there I measured the rest so that they would fit evenly and be uniform. Really happy with how the hooks turned out. We picked them up for $2.50 a piece, so they were the biggest investment in this project. Everything else was pallet wood or screws I have in the shop, and screws cost money, but they're pretty small cost to pay for a project like this. Screws went in pretty nice. The shortest screws I had were 1.25 inches. You'll see later in the video where I needed to grind them off a little bit on the back side so they didn't scratch the wall. So got all my hooks installed there, and there I am grinding off those the tips of those screws. So that's the same sander disc. Works awesome. Here's a good look at the completed project before installation in the house. Pulling out some nails from the window frame that we moved up higher, and here I'm checking where the stud is at. You can see kind of in our sheetrock where it's at, and then just knocking on it, you can feel the hollow spots and where it would go. So here I'm just lining up that screw. I guess you could say I'm lucky. Either experience or luck, but both of these screws that I'm putting in, I got them both in the first shot, so I was pretty pleased with that. Just kind of best guess, so without a stud finder, where those are at. This home is lath and plaster, and the doorway here used to be a little further to the right, and so the majority of this area is now modern day sheetrock, and only that far foot on the right lath and plaster remaining. So worked out pretty good. Like I said, those 2 screws went in the studs first try. Worked out awesome, nice and level, and I probably hang myself from this 2 3-inch screws into the wall there. And here I'm checking the level on this window frame. This is a window frame I found in the garage attic. We believe it was one of the original windows of the house. So pretty cool, something we wanted to keep around the home, and a kind of historical item. And then with the level there, I was just making sure that those letters were level on the window before I put the nails in. And then it's got 2 nails on the back there that are holding it up, and so I just wanted to make sure that those were level if they needed to be. I'm using my Leatherman blade here as a gauge to the distance between the nails. Kind of a makeshift way of doing that, but it worked out pretty awesome to get that squared away. And then hung up this old window, and it makes for a project complete. Hope you enjoyed the video, and like and subscribe if you did.